Hi guys, it's me Eunice, and are you guys excited for part 2? Because I sure am. On part 1, I know that I didn't answer that many questions and I didn't know that I talked that much, but on part 2, I will be answering the questions about, K-pop trainee and this and that, and it gets a little bit more dramatic and it gets a little bit more personal. So that's why I wanted to do a little intro, letting you guys know beforehand, giving you a heads up. And if you like this video and I get up to 500 likes, then I will do a separate video explaining, or maybe I could answer questions for you too, in depth about K-pop training life, or what you can do on auditions, or if you have any questions about other agencies also, because I worked at Core Contents Media, another agency for Tiara before as a staff too, for casting and stuff. So any Cowsers, so if you guys like this video to 500, and I really hope that I get to do another Q&A for K-pop trainee, plus I really hope that you like this video because yeah, it's pretty real, it's pretty honest, and I hope you guys like it. And then another thing is, I have the winners for the Innisfree No Sebum giveaway. I've noticed that the winners didn't reply back to me, so please send me a DM on my Instagram. The winners are Wen and GR Cho E Ong, GR Chuang, and Chipo Chip E. So I will leave it down there somewhere. And thank you guys so much, and I really hope you like this video. And it was very raw and real, so that's why I wanted to do an intro, and I'm being repetitive like I was in the Q&A. But thank you anyways. I hope you enjoy it. Okay? Thank you, loves. And I feel like I did get a little bit closer with you guys afterwards, of letting you guys know so much of my life and my past. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. God bless. See you soon.
Okay, here's one. If you could describe your personality in one color, what color are you? And why did you choose that color?
I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would.
Okay, so what's your favorite music at the moment?
This is a bad idea. I'm dressed like this today for GD. My current favorite song right now, there's two, because before GD's new album came out, it was My Whip by Toki. What is My Whip? I think he's talking about his car though, like his convertible car. And he says My Whip. My Whip. Huh? You're from the States. Now that GD's new song is out, I would have to say it's Muje, Untitled. I can't believe his main title song is like something that he didn't rap. It was just all song. I really like the music video. How like it seems. Did you see the music video? I wonder if he it looks like he did it in one take, but I doubt it, right? But it just looks so cool because it looks like he did it the whole song in one take. So
This one's from Christine Dahi Kim, or Dahe Kim.
Tahe.
I know that you used to be a trainee. Why did you decide to become one? Did you want to be a K-pop idol? And what company were you under? Why did you decide to quit?
Okay, now I just need some soju for this question. I need some makgeolli actually. I think it's gonna take me a while, so I'm gonna wait, okay? Talk away for me, and I need to take a sip. Actually, this is a wonderful question. I always wanted to answer this, and you have some great questions which are on point. What was the first one she asked? Like why I wanted to be a K-pop star? Okay, so the thing is, it's a whole story, long story, but basically my family moved to the States and I lived there for about 10 years. And we wanted to stay there and our family really wanted to live there, but we couldn't. So we couldn't get a green card, so our family had to move back to Korea. So I had no choice. So I didn't even know anything. I was just out of high school. But I didn't even visit Korea for 10 years. So I thought I was Korean American. I thought I would live my whole life in the States. And I was like, okay, I'll vacation in Korea for 2 weeks. But my parents didn't tell me, they told my brother, but because they thought I would get really stressed and like scared. But we were actually here to get a student visa so I can go back and finish my studies there. I didn't know that. I thought I had a whole like 2 weeks of just, like fun going on. I just graduated high school. I thought I could just party for 2 weeks. I was so happy to see my family. I wanted to go shopping. I wanted to just experience Korea. I wasn't thinking about like, oh, visa. I have to get like a legal permission to go back to the States, But basically it was after 9/11 and the timing was really, really bad. So right now I'm saying it like it's nothing, but to just make this story short, because I think I'm gonna start crying. I don't want to do that today. I don't want to get all too emotional, I will do that, I will do that story a little bit longer when I have a bottle of wine with me or something. But anyways, it was really hard for my family, but basically I couldn't go back to the States. I couldn't get a student visa because they said for 10 years you didn't even visit once to Korea, so we think that you're gonna find some way to stay there if we send you back. Like no matter, like I guess they thought I would illegally like stay there forever or something. So, and it was really bad timing. They were really strict with the visas and stuff because it was after 9/11. So now I'm grateful. I know that everything happened for a reason. I know why God has brought me here now. But then it was so traumatizing for me because it's like my life was there, my best friends were there, like my dream was there, and then my boyfriend was there, and it was like so sad, I'm like having talk with it, I'm getting emotional. But it was so difficult for me because I thought I came here to hang out, and then on one day they said I can't go, so I couldn't go back to the States. So I couldn't go back to my room, and I couldn't go back to my life, and it was really, really sad for me. So, oh my gosh.
Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying, but yeah, so it was really sad for me. But anyways, that happened. So I had to just stick it through. And what they told me to do is, they told my brother to go to the army. So in my heart, I always have this like empathy or sympathy. Like I have this 마음이 아파, means like my heart breaks for my brother, because my brother never thought about going to the army either, because he thought he didn't have to, but he had to go to the army. So for me, I didn't have to go to the army, so it was okay, but my brother wasn't ready for that. So, and same with me, I wasn't ready for that. But so they said that they would give me a visa if like I go to school or something. So he said, make some ties in Korea that we can trust you that you will come back. So we're like, whatever. So of course I went to school here. And after I started going to school, I started making friends, and it was okay. And so life did get a little bit better. And what was the question? I have ADHD, like mad.
Why did you decide to be a trainee?
Okay, K-pop trainee. Okay, so this is really fun. But anyways, I got street casted to be a MTV Pop MC. So Korea had MTV. Now I don't think they do. Now it's like bankrupt, but they had MTV back then. So I got street casted, and they said please audition. So I said okay. So it was like a pop MC program. So I would say like something like 다음 곡은 크리스티나 아길레라의, give me a title of Christina Aguilera. Dirty. Or something, right? So I'll be like, 안녕하세요. 다음 곡은 크리스티나 아길레라의 Dirty입니다. Or something, like I think 30% was English and 70% was Korean. And my Korean wasn't as good for me to be able to like read scripts and memorize them and say it. And they had some like hard words because they were explaining the song and like how the song came to be and what genre it was. And it was all in Korean. And like I said, I was living in the States for 10 years and I never even visited Korea, So I could speak everything that I wanted to, but it was like, to be in front of a camera, to be like a MC, I think I wasn't good enough. So basically I went to, I say basically a lot. Just realizing that I do, and babe a lot, okay. Well anyways, I guess I sidetracked a lot too, and then I went to acting school to get my pronunciation right, like my Korean pronunciation. And then it was so fun. Like, I don't know, at the academy, we did like skits, and they would actually give us like a script, right? And then you would be able to like read the script, and then you'll be able to act it out, and they would film it for you, and you would watch it, and then you would talk about like what you did wrong or what you wanted to you should have like put more emotion in this part, or your pronunciation wasn't that great in this part. And it was just really fun, and I think I was really into that like time that I was there. So I don't know why, but I felt like I felt alive. I felt really, really happy, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I can choose a job and I could do this as a job, I think this is exactly what I want to do. So that's what happens. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So I thought I wanted to become an actress. 근데 I got a little bit cold, so I'm putting the jacket on. Anyways, this is a long ass video. Damn, I don't know how I'm gonna edit it, but any Cowsers. So like I was saying, yeah, I wanted to become a rookie actress, like an actress. I thought it would be really fun. And then while I was doing that, I went into 2 entertainment like companies, and then they were pretty okay. But I don't know why. I now think about it, I was too young. I don't think I made a really right choice. I should have been more picky. I should have been very picky, because that could just change your life, which company you go into, because you sign contracts for 3 years or 5 years, So yeah, now think about it, I don't think I was that wise. But anyways, I thought the people were really great. So I thought they would really, really work hard for me. And I thought they were really just decent, really good human beings. But I think in the entertainment world, it's really important that, of course, you meet a company that have good people, and that has a good CEO that has good like morals and good mentality. But you also need to find someone, that a company or CEO that really is talented, that can get you, or that can help you to get the success that you are striving for. And I feel like this is a K-pop 101 thing, but it's okay. I just wanted to tell you guys, because I know a lot of you guys really want to come and live in Korea to become a K-pop star too. So I really wanted to tell you, you have to be really smart, you have to be really strict with yourself, and you have to find out a lot of things, and you have to research it really, really well, okay? But anyways, so going back, another entertainment company after that approached me and said, hey, actually we're doing a girl group, but after you debut, after 6 months, you can go into acting. That's what they said. And that was kind of the trend. So that was the time when there were not too many girl groups. Right now, there are numerous amounts of girl groups, boy groups coming up that I personally, to be honest, don't even know the names of anymore. But then I think the best was like when it was like when 21 was like the shit, It was like the best. And I really wanted to, I thought, okay, I would love to do acting the rest of my life, but I loved hip hop. That was my passion. So I loved hip hop ever since I was very young, and I loved Tupac. So I was like, okay, so if I can do music too, and then I can go into acting, I think it'll be perfect. And then the company is 풍뎅이. Now I wanted to say, the company itself is called Doma, and they're a very, very small company. And now they have a group named 풍뎅이, which means Beatles, which means Beatles. But I'm still very close with the family, and I'm so like the girls that I used to practice with. She's like my best friend, but she's still in the group. But I actually had to stop, and I guess that's the next question I'm gonna answer. What's the next question?
Why did you decide to quit?
Okay, so what happened was I started practicing, right? And in the beginning, it was like everything that I really, really dreamed of. Practice. We had no weekends off. Did you know that? I didn't even have Sunday off. Now I heard she has Luda. She's one of my best friends. She has 1 day off. She has 1 day off. But now we have 1 day. Then we used to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the Sundays we would get off a little bit early, but our schedule was to get there by 10:30 to the office, and then we would go right before the bus ended, the public transportation ended. So our practice would end around 9:30 to 10, and then I would go home at like 11, and I would wash up at 12, and the process will repeat. And I will give you more details about the trainings that we used to do with the teachers and things like that. So yeah. But anyways, babes, what happened was my ankle, like I got a little bump on my ankle. It was pretty big, a bump, and then I sprained my ankle once, and that because of all the training and too much dancing, basically my ligaments were really really loose. It was, your ligaments, if it's loose, you sprain your ankles really often, or wherever. If your, let's say, ligaments are loose in your wrist, you sprain it really often too. This is like a long ass video, huh? Usually people don't do Q&A like this. I'm sorry, this is so long, isn't it? My ligaments were really loosened, and it was my body was in the worst condition, especially my ankle. So I couldn't dance, I couldn't do anything, and I went to the doctors, and they said, if you're gonna do a job, or if you're gonna have a career that uses your body, you should definitely get surgery to strengthen your ligaments, like tighten them up. And I was like, okay, let's do it. But I didn't think it through. So like I said, once again, I was too young, and I was too dumb, and I was too passionate. I don't want to say dumb, but how should I say? I was very, very naive. No. I was just too blinded. Because I think when you're young, you just look at what you want. Or you're so passionate, and you're so like, I was so passionate. Putting it in a good word, but I was so stubborn. I had to do it if I wanted it, So my mom and my dad said like, oh please, let's just wait like a month to see, because the surgery it's big, it's a big thing, But I was like, no, I want to do it. So I was like, okay, I'll wait 1 week and I'll see. And I told her I'll wait 1 week, but after the next day I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I was just, no one could have stopped me. I think I was just blinded kind of, and I thought, I just trusted everything that I heard, because he said, if you want a career that uses your body, you should do it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, become an actress. I'm gonna become a K-pop singer, and so I need to do it. I'm gonna be using my body a lot in the future. That's what I thought. But I think now, thinking about it, now that I've done all the research and everything, I heard that you shouldn't touch your ligament. You should actually do like exercises and let it heal and build muscles to hold the ligaments together. But I heard it's not great to like do surgery like to actually tighten them, like unless you really need it or something. But that was it, and then that's why I actually had to quit. I got the surgery, and then I thought I'll get better, but I had to go back to practice. I had to heal. I needed time to heal, but I felt like so insecure, I felt like, oh my gosh, someone's gonna take my place, or they're gonna get a replacement. Or I thought, oh my gosh, everyone's debuting right now, and like I can't debut. Or I started like started getting anxious. Like I felt like, oh, I didn't have time. So I started like, they told me to rest, but I started practicing. No one forced me to, but now thinking back, it's like I should have said, hey, I need to rest. I need some time off of training. But I felt like then like I would get cut off, or things like that. So that's what happened, and then it just got worse and worse because I would have to let it heal, but I kept on practicing, and it just started spraining again, and it just started getting worse and worse. And basically that time continued for like about 1.5 years. So I was like a trainee for about like a year, and then another a year and a half. My ankle started like 3 months it'll be okay, and then 2 months really bad, 3 months okay, 2 months bad, and it started repeating, and it was really really bad for me. So by then I was like, when I started I was like 25 or 6, so I was like 28. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm too old to become a K-pop star. But putting that besides, I didn't care about my age, I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter what age you are to do certain things, and especially K-pop star, people might think you're too old, but whatever, if you have it in you, the talent, and you really want it, then it's okay, it can be possible. But to be realistic, I was like, my ankle is not going to be able to make it. So that's why like I decided that, and then my company respected that. So that's how I stopped. And then that's when I knew like there are certain things in life, like the thing with my visa, like that I had to come back here and I couldn't go back, and the ankle thing. Though I think if I divide my life into chapters, I think definitely it'll be like those chapters, like chapter 1, chapter 2, because I feel like that's when I realized like, okay, there are certain things in life like you can't control, even if you want it so bad, or if you no matter if it's right, or
no matter if you like put all of your heart, soul, mind into it, certain things it's not possible. But in the later on in the future, you will know why, or you will be able to realize that that was not for you. But back then it was really hard for me, you know, just as when I was so young, so it was really hard for me to admit that I couldn't go back to the States. That was a really traumatizing time for me. And second thing, like when my ankle didn't heal, I was like, okay, and that was really hard for me because I really wanted that as a dream. So
I feel like this is like not what I expected.
okay, so now we're gonna do short questions because we have to do short ones. I'm gonna be speaking a little bit short. I'm sorry.